The movie begins with a 14-year-old girl named Clawdeen Wolf, a fearless skateboarder who shocks crowds with her bold, gravity-defying stunts. But when a boy collides with her mid-performance and she hits the ground, the audience finally gets a clear look at her face, revealing the truth she's tried so hard to hide. Clawdeen isn't just any girl, she's half werewolf, and to the humans around her, that makes her a monster. Terrified screams erupt as people chase her into the forest, calling her a freak and demanding she show herself. Panicked but powerful, Clawdeen scales a tree and hides in the shadows until the commotion dies down. Shaken and heartbroken, she runs home, yearning for a place where she won't be hunted for who she is. At home, her loving human father tries to cheer her up with a surprise birthday party, cake, presents, everything he can think of to remind her she's not alone. Clawdeen smiles, but her real surprise comes when she reveals a letter she's been hiding. An acceptance to Monster High, a legendary school for supernatural students. She believes it's the one place she'll finally belong. Her father instantly refuses. Monster High is strict, dangerous, and absolutely unforgiving toward humans. If they discover Clawdeen is only half werewolf, she could be expelled, or worse. But Clawdeen pleads with him, explaining she can't spend her life running every time her identity slips out. She needs a home where she doesn't have to hide. Moved by her words and her pain, her father relents. The next morning, he drives her deep into the forest, following a path that feels long abandoned. Just when Clawdeen starts to worry they're lost, a glowing portal opens before them. This, her father says, is the way he once traveled with her werewolf mother. Clawdeen takes a deep breath, grabs her suitcase, and steps toward a future she hopes will finally accept her. Before she leaves, her father gives her one final warning. Never reveal she's half human. If anyone finds out, Monster High will throw her out immediately. With that lingering fear, Clawdeen walks through the shimmering tunnel and approaches the massive castle-like school, where every creature from myth, legend, and nightmare roams freely. Inside, she meets students of every kind. Vampires, ghosts, zombies, and even Deuce, a boy with snakes for hair who must wear shades so he doesn't accidentally turn someone into stone. She finds her dorm room and meets her roommates, Frankie Stein, enthusiastic and electric, and Draculaura, the vampire daughter of Dracula himself, who sleeps in a floating coffin and hates garlic for obvious reasons. Clawdeen tries to blend in, but fear threatens to transform her when she least expects it. Her claws vanish one minute and return the next. She almost shifts into a human in front of everyone. To make matters worse, the school seems alive, whispering the words, "Expel the enemy" on the walls, as if it somehow senses her secret. The next day, Clawdeen befriends Frankie and learns more about the school's dark past. Mr. Comas, one of the teachers, tells them about Hyde, a half-monster student once expelled for creating a forbidden potion meant to make him fully monstrous. After he was thrown out, he was hunted and killed by humans. Now the school forbids anyone with human ancestry from attending. Desperate for answers, Clawdeen searches the library for information about Hyde and discovers old notes written in a strange code. Frankie deciphers them, leading the two to a shocking discovery. Hyde's abandoned laboratory still exists somewhere beneath the school, and according to legend, the potion that could turn Clawdeen into a full monster is still inside. Their search brings an unexpected complication when they stumble upon Draculaura secretly practicing witchcraft, something strictly forbidden because magic is considered a human art. She begs them not to expose her, and they agree, forming an unlikely trio bonded by mutual secrets. Clawdeen then confesses her own truth. She's not just hiding magic, she's half human. Instead of rejecting her, Draculaura and Frankie stand by her, ready to help her find Hyde's potion and finally live without fear. Together, they plan to break into the secret lab, but they need several rare ingredients to unlock the entrance. They gather strange items from around the school: ogre bones, rare herbs, and even snake venom, which Deuce willingly provides. But trouble strikes when Cleo, one of the school's meanest students, exposes Draculaura's forbidden magic. Draculaura is punished, and guilt overwhelms Clawdeen. Feeling responsible for everything falling apart, she decides there's only one solution left: run away. Clawdeen leaves Monster High, returning to the human world, convinced she doesn't belong anywhere. But Frankie and Draculaura refuse to abandon her. They track her down and tell her she's worth fighting for. As they help her up, they notice something shocking. Her human handprint matches the mark needed to open Hyde's laboratory door. The three girls race back to Monster High and try the door again. This time, with Clawdeen's human form fully present, the ancient lock clicks open. Inside, they uncover a tomb that hides a second door, one leading into Hyde's legendary laboratory, untouched for years and filled with magical relics and dangerous secrets. And there it is, the potion. The one thing Clawdeen believes can finally make her whole. But as she holds it in her trembling hands, something stops her. Drinking it means erasing her human identity and losing every memory she ever made with her father. Torn between belonging and love, Clawdeen hesitates. At that moment, a chilling presence steps from the shadows. Mr. Comas. He reveals the truth. He is Hyde's son, half human, just like Clawdeen. But unlike her, he doesn't want acceptance. He wants revenge. He plans to use the potion to become a full monster, destroy Monster High, and then wage war on the humans who killed his father. Before Clawdeen can react, Comas grabs the potion and drinks it. His body twists and morphs into a towering creature overflowing with power. The potion amplifies his abilities, allowing him to steal the powers of other monsters. Draculaura collapses as her magic drains into him. Frankie barely dodges him by creating a blinding electrical burst. They trap Komos temporarily, long enough to call Cleo and gather help. But the celebration party is already underway. Teachers, parents, including Count Dracula himself, fill the halls unaware of the danger rising beneath the school. Cleo alerts them, and soon a crowd of students rushes to help Clawdeen. Komos breaks free, roaring with monstrous fury. He charges at Clawdeen, but Deuce shields her, trying to turn Komos to stone with a single glance. Komos outsmarts him, shutting his eyes and stealing his power instead, turning Deuce into a stone statue. Clawdeen rushes to him, devastated, realizing how powerless she is as fear transforms her fully into a human again. But Cleo shouts that this is their chance. As a human, Clawdeen can get close to Komos without him sensing her monster energy. Gathering every bit of courage she has left, Clawdeen approaches the raging creature and tricks him into looking at his own reflection in her phone. The moment he sees himself, eyes open, his body hardens and freezes solid, turning him into a stone statue. Instantly, the stolen powers flow back into Draculaura and Deuce, reviving them. The battle is finally over. When the teachers and parents arrive, Clawdeen tells them everything. Her secret, her lie, her heritage. She expects punishment, maybe even exile. But instead, something unbelievable happens. For the first time ever in Monster High's history, a human is allowed inside the school. Clawdeen's father. The principal listens to Clawdeen's full story and realizes the truth. Clawdeen proved that being different isn't a threat, it's a strength. The school owes its survival to the very girl it once would have expelled. The principal officially welcomes Clawdeen as a student of Monster High, embracing both sides of her identity, werewolf and human. She tells Clawdeen her mother would be proud, not because she became a full monster, but because she stayed true to herself even when the world demanded she choose a side. And so Clawdeen finally finds the one thing she's been searching for her entire life, a place where she belongs. With her friends by her side and both halves of her identity accepted, she steps into a new chapter at Monster High, ready to shape her own destiny. If you were Clawdeen, torn between who you are and who the world wants you to be, what would you choose? Tell me in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this epic recap, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to catch every new video. And don't forget to share your favorite moment from Monster High, the movie. I'll see you in the next adventure.